Welcome to NFL Primetime on ESPN Plus, presented by Dell Technologies. Your new Dell PC gets your holiday to-dos done faster.
Well, hi, everyone. Welcome to Week 6 NFL Primetime. Chris Berman, Booger McFarland. Happy holiday weekend, everybody. Those north of the border, happy Thanksgiving. That is Monday, right? Never too early to have some turkey. You know what? A lot of teams, younger teams, last week had signature wins, like the New England Patriots, right? Like Denver, like Jacksonville. I think this was a week we all were interested to see where could they go with it, Boog.
Yeah, could those young teams not rest on their laurels and come back and put two performances together back to back?
Well, two in a row, then we may be onto something. But that's why they play all the games. And I haven't been able to use this roll cue for a long time. I know it's Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. But Jacksonville, one of those teams just off the Monday night win against the Kansas City Chiefs, playing a very good Seattle team. It used to be called Alltel. They know all and tell all at Alltel Stadium. I had to do it. It's like the sombrero. You got to bring it back. Tom Jackson, if you're watching, that's for you. All right, so Trevor Lawrence, big performance on Monday night. What could he do against a very good Seahawks defense? First quarter, we found Brian Thomas quite a bit, 19 yards. More English muffins here to Thomas. Lawrence, Thomas wide open. They're down defensive backs and a very good defense injury-wise, and that hurt him on that play.
Yeah, defense optional. Nice little out up there by Thomas.
They missed the extra point at 6-0 Jaguars. 6-3 Jags early second quarter. Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, get used to it. 61 yards, 10-6 Seahawks. What a season he's having, both of them.
They call him JSN, Boom.
Yeah, and they, as in A-OK. Lawrence, sacked by Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence, back off injury, sacks Trevor Lawrence. It's the same field, but once upon a time, Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen 5 times. But I digress. Hit 36. All right, Darnold. Over the middle, Cooper Kupp. Yeah, Cooper Kupp, who Smith and Jigma credits with a lot of his success this year on how to study, how to stay open, 29-yard game. And first touchdown of the year is the Seahawks Cup coming home to native Washington. 20-6 Seattle. 30 seconds left in the third. 4th and 5. Lawrence going, looking for Hunter. That's a long throw. 11 yards. Big 4th down conversion for the gambling Jags. Fourth quarter, same drive. 4th down again. Jags. Lawrence takes it himself. They converted 3. They were 3 for 3 on 4th downs, I should say. Lawrence to Tim Patrick. So after the opening touchdown, this is really their first good drive with Josh Jobe.
I love Lawrence using the improvisation, understanding Patrick just staying open and staying the course, and Lawrence finding him down the field.
But most of the story this day, Booger, was the Seattle defense are a big part of it. Jags need a touchdown, 3.5 to go. Look, it's DeMarcus Lawrence and Trevor Lawrence. Hello again. Hello. 7 sacks today for Seattle. Jacksonville forced to punt. Darnold play. This is a big play after a punt. He's going to go deep to the tight end, A.J. Barner. This took the Seahawks out of any trouble right here on a big gamble, if you ask me. And the Seahawks kneel it down up 20-12. 9 straight wins on the road for the Seahawks. Liam Cohen's squad, well, it's hard to duplicate what they did last week. Seattle came in, and defensively and offensively, he threw for 295, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, obviously, it's a great team win, first and foremost. Thought we could have, done some things better, on offense, especially in the second half. But again, we got the win, which is what matters, but we'll look at the tape and grow from there.
Yeah, it's on me. It's an undisciplined operation at the moment, and it's on me, and it's got to get fixed. It's a great opportunity this week to get it fixed, right? We're going on the road. We're flying to another country, being together as a group.
Well, Jacksonville, they play every year in London. They're playing the Rams. Speaking of who, the Rams playing the Ravens in Baltimore, 1-4 without Lamar again. Matthew Stafford's having a wonderful start this year. And so is Puka Nacua until this. Incomplete. He landed awkwardly early in the game, Bull.
Yeah, he was trying to go up and make an acrobatic catch, but you can see the ankle got trapped and Puka would be down. He'd get back up, boom, but he wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, only played a few plays and may not play next week in London. So they're down to the 3-3 game with under 2 to go. The Ravens version of a tush push, the Ravens rump push. That didn't work. This is Mark Andrews. That was second down, now third down. Fourth down, we're going to go. Just seconds left in the half. Can the 1-4 team get a 10-3 lead? Yeah, no. They were ready for Derrick Henry. Why didn't they run it 4 straight times with him?
Boom, they needed 1 inch. They turned around and handed it 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. No wonder they didn't get it.
That's a big play for Sean McVay's defense, and we're tied at 3. Now early third quarter. Stafford. Time. Oh, wow. 1 cheek equals 2 feet for Kyren Williams.
Boom, unreal, boom. The left cheek is in. That means he's in bounds. Great catch when he hit the ground.
That was a 4th down play I meant to say. And then, of course, this. Both cheeks were in the end zone. Good blocking up front.
This is
10-3 to the chagrin of John Harbaugh. Now, Zay Flowers. He's had some big days, but he would cough it up twice. Jared Verse knocks the ball out. Quentin Lake has it for the Rams.
Yeah, really good job by the Rams. They're always punching at the football.
Yeah, off the turnover, Stafford. Tyler Eleanor Higby, a Beatles song. Touchdowns just like that. Could have been 10-3 Ravens, but it's 17-3 L.A.
Little things, boom. Always the little things.
So they waited to the fourth quarter to try Hot Rod Huntley, who's given them wins in the past in relief of Lamar. 4th and 12, gotta go. He can do this. Gain of 19. Under 4 minutes left. Hot Rod on 4th and 10. With the man they call Snoop. They had no shot on that. That pass rush was really good.
And those pass rushes all day long were on his behind.
So the Ravens, who, you can count on them for a lot of things, scoring 3 points at home. Admittedly, another first-place team they played against. But the Rams win. They win at 17-3. They're the team 4-2. The Ravens going into a bye. Sean McVay says, why don't we stay and practice in Baltimore at Camden Yards? Maybe hit a few homers before we fly to London to play the Jags.
We've got to be better. We've got to have better communication collectively in some of those situations right there. But a lot that we can learn from, a lot that we can grow from, and it's a lot easier to be able to do that after a win. But I think there'll be some things that we can definitely clean up offensively.
Obviously, getting a little tired of getting up here and having this conversation. But we had our opportunities. We created our opportunities, and we put ourselves in a position where we could have won that football game. Probably, you could say, in some ways, we should have won it. But we didn't do the things that you have to do to win the game.
Well, and like John Harbaugh just said, he's not used to being up there 5 out of 6 weeks like we didn't win. Now, okay, the Ravens are 1-5. They have a bye. Their schedule gets easier, but at 1-5, I don't know what that means. You're not playing first-place teams every week. However, and they could have won the game. At the goal, they could have gone ahead 10-3. I think we had a different rate. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but it's another loss. 1-5 is an eye-opener.
No doubt, boom. Bill Parcells once says, you are what your record says you are.
Correct.
They're a 1-5 football team. They're a bad football team. They find ways to lose instead of finding ways to win. You get 3 tries inside the 1-yard line and you can't put it in with Derrick Henry. That tells you everything you need to know. To me, it's a mentality with them. We understand from a defensive standpoint, they're not what they used to be. From a pass defense, they're not what they used to be. But boom, everybody keeps pointing to they're going to get all these guys back. They were bad when they had those guys. They were bad when they had Lamar. They were bad when they had Matabike. This is just a bad football team, and no matter how many times John Harbaugh continues to say, we're going to fix it, at some point it starts to get late early. They're 1-5. That's 6 games. There's only 11 left, boom. As John King would say, it's just math. The numbers don't add up at some point.
Right, and Pittsburgh, which we'll see shortly, 4-1. The Ravens have a bye. Pittsburgh plays Cincinnati. The rest of the division isn't. In Cincinnati, forget it. Baltimore's 1-5. Cleveland, they're not going to win the division. So the math would be, do you go 9-2, including a sweep of Pittsburgh, which makes you 10-7? Could you win the division?
Yeah.
All right, that would be the math. All right, so this is, why not? Here's the Ravens, because they were like a Super Bowl favorite, obviously, to start the year. You could look at any of them. Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, until they play the Steelers, quote, better. Can they get going in the next month or two? We shall see. But the math, to your point, is very, very rugged. Now, the Rams, Matthew Stafford, and we'll see what Nakua, and he may not play next week. The defense is what is overlooked by the masses, I think, when they look at the Rams, at least in my opinion.
No doubt, Boom. Their front seven. They're young, 22 to 25 years old. They're young. They get after the quarterback. Verse, Kobe Young, Fisk, those guys get after the quarterback. Linebackers come downhill. This guy, Landman, just making tackles all over the place. They are ferocious. They're a little young on the outside at the cornerback position. But as long as that front seven can get after the quarterback and stop the run, and they can continue to keep Matthew Stafford upright. Sean McVay, one of the better play callers in our league, feels very good about his chances against anyone. That's including going to Philadelphia, because they've gone there twice and should have won twice. They feel good against anyone on that side of the conference.
Landman, and he looks good on TV, both the TV show and the football player. 17 tackles on this day, 14 last week. That would be 31. So both Jacksonville and the Seahawks are 4-2.
Yeah.
Seattle, it's funny, they went on the road all the time. They haven't yet established the home field, but that place is in a frenzy with the Mariners in the playoffs. Their defense, they out-physicaled, I thought, Jacksonville on both sides of the ball for starters, and they had a ton of sacks in this game.
7 sacks, Boom. And I love when a head coach becomes a head coach for a specific reason. Mike McDonald became a head coach because he was a defensive guy. Don't shy away from it. Continue to pour into the defense, and you can see his mentality, that Baltimore mentality, on this defense. They're physical. Lawrence, Williams, 7 sacks. They get up front. Even the cornerbacks will come up and tackle. So this defense was made to deal with San Francisco and L.A., so they play that way. And now you have competent quarterback play.
Very.
We all underestimated the move when you start talking about who you're going to get, Darnold, Geno, who we're going to get, and they said we want Darnold. They can get the football to Jackson Smith-Njigba. And this offense is coming along, but as long as that defense will keep them in games, they feel comfortable because they have a style of play, Boom. They don't just play in October. They'll be able to play in January with how physical they are.
JSN, almost 696 yards receiving, the most in football at the time. It's at Seattle record 6. By the way, first team that didn't turn the ball over at all against Jacksonville. It was the most. Jacksonville, they lost to a legitimate team. So we're not concerned with them. Look, they're 4-2, and they've done the London trip before. Trevor Lawrence ran against Kansas City. Seattle held him to 9 yards rushing. They were ready for him trying to escape.
2 things right now that Jacksonville hasn't been able to count on consistently: turnovers and Trevor Lawrence. The inconsistency of the quarterback, and they're not always going to be able to get turnovers, Boom. Today they did not get turnovers, and you saw a team, they were struggling. And Lawrence didn't necessarily play that well either. So can they get those things to kind of level out? Get the quarterback to play consistent and see if they can get a couple more turnovers. I like where they are, though, but the inconsistencies of a young team, big win against Kansas City, and now losing today.
You know what I like just throwing out there now as we move along? Travis Hunter. Take all year and let's see where it's better. And then I think after a year, he will be unbelievable on one side of the ball with occasionally playing the other.
I'm with you.
Might as well see what we can find. Hey, what have the Colts found? Well, I'll tell you what. They found a winning way. And once upon a time, Arizona in town, Jonathan Gannon, Shane Steichen, they're the opposing head coaches today. Both under Nick Sirianni when they went to the Super Bowl in 2022 as offensive and defensive coordinator. Jacoby Brissett starting once upon a time, started for the Colts, picked up by Mekhi Blackman, and Cardinals were deep after they picked off Daniel Jones. All right, so Jonathan Taylor leads the league in rushing. He looks like the guy that used to lead the league with 1,800 yards, doesn't he?
Def, Taxes, and Jonathan Taylor running the football. You can always count on those 3.
And when Jonathan Taylor runs like that, you can play action. Indiana Jones in the end zone, 3-yard run, 14-7 Colts. Midway through the third, it's a 14-10 game. Brissett, he's a good backup, one of the best in the league. Touchdown to Trey McBride.
Competent. You just want a competent backup quarterback, and he is that.
Cardinals' next possession, we're tied at 17. Brissett to Greg Dortch. Nice pass in the end zone. Cardinals on the road. No Kyler Murray, 24-17. Early fourth, second to goal, Colts. Josh Downs toward the back of the end zone. We're tied at 24. Fun game.
Fun game, exciting game. The Colts are exciting.
11.5 to go in the game. Still tied. Brissett, as he's throwing pitches to Elijah Hickens. Elijah, we wait for him on Passover, but he showed up on this day in October, and it sets up a field goal, 27-24. Now, under 9 to go. Jones, good pocket. Alec Pierce, big game.
Pierce, Pittman, boom. They got some nice young receivers.
They do 22 yards. They have pretty good back in Jonathan Taylor. Eight touchdowns in the first 6 games, right? So they're up 31-27. 2 minutes to go, second and 1 Cards. Brissett. Michael Wilson. 30 yards. Here come the Cardinals. They going to steal one in the drum? Under a minute. 4th and 7. Brissett. Out of the shadows, into the sun. If it's baseball, you don't hit it. And it's hard to complete, although McBride says he was interfered.
I don't know if you can see it, Boom. He said he was interfered with. There might have been a little contact.
But guess what? The Indianapolis Colts, your second old team. All your old teams are great. They're all 5-1.
They're all 5-1.
And the Colts win it. They're 5-1. The best start since 2009 when they began 6-0 and went to the Super Bowl. That was the one that they lost to the Saints. So they like this. Now, Browns at the Steelers. To say this is one-sided in Pittsburgh would be the understatement of the year. 21 straight regular season wins by the Steelers over the Browns. Baker won a playoff game for the Browns in 2020. Aaron Rodgers says, I'm new to this, but I'm not new to completing passes like this that Jalen
just
Warren.
a little improvisation, but who says the old guy can't move anymore?
He still sees better than anybody, right? Chris Boswell, by the way, the veteran kickers, like Chris Boswell, right? 60-yarder, helped them win the opening week. He drills a 48-yarder, 3 field goals for him in the half. It's 9-3. A very late December Cleveland-Pittsburgh game. 9-3, but Rodgers to DK Metcalf, 25 yards. Aaron, look at Aaron. Yeah, baby. 2nd and 9. Well, Halloween's coming up. Maybe he's thinking about Austin Powers. I don't know. Hayward is a great defensive player, but this is Connor Hayward. Touchdown, Steelers.
Boom, no defense for a really well thrown ball. Aaron Rodgers on the run. Who says he can't move? Across his body, puts it where the defender can't get it. Great catch by Hayward.
And Warren, a big block. So 16-6 fourth quarter, first play of the quarter. Rodgers, Metcalf. How's that? That's where they got him.
That's pretty good, Boom.
Metcalf 4 for 95, 23-6 the Steelers. Well, Dylan Gabriel, his second start, first in the United States.
Yeah.
And it hadn't changed. Nick Herbig with a sack. Jalen Ramsey still doing it. Mm-hmm. And so, once upon a time, Tim Couch in 2003, I looked it up, beat Tommy Maddox in Pittsburgh. That was 22 regular season games ago. We figured we'd throw that out there. And so the Steelers, they had 6 sacks, a lot of sacks, and a lot of low scoring, at least for a lot of the games. Cowboys-Panthers, this turned out to be a really fun one, and nothing would be finer than the Panthers to be in Carolina. Wait a minute, they're 2-0 at home, who cares, right? Well, I'll tell you who does care. Rico Dowdle, last week ran for 205 in a home win. The former Cowboy made no dawdle about it. First down. Bryce Young to the rookie Teteroa McMillan. His first catch in the end zone in a pro. We're tied at 10. Under 5 to go in the half. Dak. George Pickens. He's entertainment even on an 8-yard play, isn't he? Now, this is Jake Ferguson having a good year, right? Tight ends.
Yeah, down the middle of the field, notice.
17-13 Cowboys at the half. Again, this was a fun game throughout. Early third. Bryce Young. Dowdle can run. He can get open. 36 yards, 2017 Panthers? Under 3 to go in the third. 3rd and 2, Dallas. Dak to Pickens. He could go 34 yards for the touchdown. And look at this. He's Rip Van Pickens. And the Cowboys lead 24-20. Now, first play for Dowdle. Runs tough, too.
Physical, Boom. Lowers the shoulder.
15 yards. Young. Oh, sidesteps a would-be tackler to McMillan. No, let him kind of walk it off there. Yeah. 27-24 Panthers. Dak. Pickens. What? He's going to go 45 yards. Cowboys looking to take the lead. Dak for 261 and 3 touchdowns. But, oh no, it's a fumble. Squirts right back to him.
The small things, boom. Quarterback-center exchange. You practice it every day at practice. And in the biggest moments in games, look what happens.
But they get a field goal. We were wondering if like a 25-yarder was too short for Aubrey. Now, he doesn't miss like anything. At any rate, it darts. I mean, the guy doesn't miss anything. Young Hunter Renfrow, he's back. 7 yards to field goal range, maybe. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. Dowdle 9 in field goal range. Panthers, can they beat the Cowboys at home? Ryan Fitzgerald, good. 33 yards. Dave Canales' squad, shh, don't tell anyone. Carolina, 3-0 at home this year. Shh, don't tell a soul. Carolina Panthers, an hour, and Lindsay, we love you. Lindsay, Pythagorean Theory with Bryce Young.
Rico had a lot to say coming into this. He told the Cowboys to buckle up. What did you see from your running back today?
Who he is, a dog, an elite player, someone that has that competitive spirit every weekend. And, you know, that was great for us because he challenged all of us to have his back. You know, that we know it meant something to him. We love him, so we want to make sure that we had his back.
It's a lot that went in those 5 years while I was there. But, yeah, I definitely say it was a little personal. Just wanted to get the win and have a great performance from my end. And like I said, those guys allowed me to do it, and we was able to get the job done.
You know, after a loss, you never want to lose, especially a game I feel like we know personally that we had. You just got to finish drives. So definitely, like I said, disheartening, I'll probably say.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
So in 2 games, yards from scrimmage, over 200 both, like almost 500 yards. Carolina building something down there, aren't they?
I like what they're doing because we came into this season seeing if Bryce Young could continue where he left off last year. So far, he has, Boom. And anytime you get some running game, early on it was Chuba Hubbard, now it's Rico Dowdle, you start to get a resemblance of a team. Offensive line, they got some hot picks up there. Rico Dowdle, you start to see Teteroa McMillan can make some plays. I know Dave Canales has an uphill battle because this team is still far away from a team that can challenge for the NFC South, but I like where they are right now. Rico Dowdle's played well the last couple of weeks.
Dallas. Look, I mean, Philly's lost twice.
Yeah.
You know, Washington has a couple losses. They got, they're playing Monday. They're going to score. And they got their DBs back today, or at least the ones that have made a name for themselves. Do. That's going to take a while, apparently.
Dallas is who we thought they were. The defense was going to be suspect. Offensively, Dak is playing as good as anybody in the National Football League. CeeDee Lamb is out. George Pickens has stepped in, and he's holding the mantle down. Offensively, Boom, they can score with anybody. I like what they're doing. Brian Schottenheimer is doing a really good job from an offensive standpoint, but they don't have impact players on the defensive side of the ball. In a league where we saw teams get 9, 7, 6 sacks today, the Cowboys cannot impact the passer at that rate they used to, but now they can't. So they're going to struggle with this all year long.
Yeah, I mean, Dak's playing, but
he's playing unbelievably.
Hard to win at a high-score basketball game all the time. The Pittsburgh Steelers, look, they're 4-1, and they play the Bengals next week, so they could be 5-1. While and what a big lead they would have. Now they ran out to a huge lead in the division last year, even though Baltimore obviously was right there with them. But we're 23-9. The 9 is like last year with the defense. This year, it hadn't looked as good, but the 23 is offense with Aaron Rodgers. If they can keep that D there and score 20-23, it's definitely sustainable. Boom. That's my opinion.
It's kind of like when you and I go out to play golf, Boom. We might shoot 90, but we have the capability at any point of shooting 85. And that's what keeps us coming back. And as long as we show up, we know we have it's the same way with the Steelers. They know with Aaron Rodgers, they have the capability of scoring 30. They don't care if they score 20, 22, 24, but as long as he's there, DK Metcalf is there, and the defense with those guys over there, Hayward and Watt and Ramsey, they know they can keep the score down where they have a quarterback. He can still make plays, even with his legs, as we saw today. So I think Mike Tomlin feels really good about his team.
Well, they can score a little more, and he's always been particular with the ball.
He doesn't put it in harm's way.
Oh, always.
Exactly.
You know what? One of those teams we talked about at the start, signature win for the Patriots in Buffalo. Mike Vrabel squad going to New Orleans Well, they won last week to the Giants. Drake May, and boy, as he stood tall, literally and figuratively. Kayshon Boutte, LSU going home.
Back home, boom.
You get some etouffee, you get some
beignets,
you get some Creole, and maybe a couple beignets on game day. And Drake made it to Demario Douglas, 54 yards. He had a lot of long touchdown passes.
Yes.
3 of them, 25 or more yards. 7-3 Pats. May. Trevion Henderson, he can also do that. Drake May growing before our eyes, boom.
The big quarterback, boom. He's starting to resemble a lot like Josh Allen early on in his career.
Last minute of the first quarter, May. Booty. He shakes his booty. Look at this. I'm home. Well, you don't really see it. You got to trust me. Casey and the Sunshine Band performing at half. Meanwhile, second quarter. Spencer Shaker, Rattler, roller to Rashid Shaheed. He broke the 0-10 starting scheme last week. Could he make it 2 in a row? First down, Saints. If Taysom Hill's in, what do you think's going to happen?
He's running the ball.
And often scoring.
Yes, he does.
1 yard run, 14-13. Patriots lead by 1. May, Demario Douglas. First down, Pats. As the Saints have kicked the field goal and lead at 16-14. Last minute in the half, May. Always looking to Hunter Henry on 3rd and 1, 4th down plays, 12 yards. The tight end continues to impress. 44 seconds left in the half. May. Stephon Diggs. How you Diggs me now? First down Pats. 38 seconds left in the half. They're still down 2. Is it again? Home. A little gumbo.
Yeah. Nothing like a little praline.
Yeah. 22-16. They go for 2 and they make it New England. Now fourth quarter, 9 minutes to go. Rattler to Juwan Johnson, but punch up by Christian Ellis. First they call down on the field. Mike Vrabel challenges. Let's look.
Yeah, boom. I love the punch out. Is the knee down? Ball is wiggling.
Yeah.
Ball was wiggling.
It was a good one. And the Patriots say, yeah, that was a real good challenge. They get the call. And Mike Vrabel's team now, they build on something.
Yes.
They go down for a game they're supposed to win on the road, and they win it 25-19. Chargers lost a couple, lost their 2 starting running backs, lost their 2 tackles at Miami, who, of course, have lost Tyreek Hill. And will the season be lost? They hope not. Tua to Waddle. That looks like, in the Chargers-Miami playoff game in 1981, the hook and ladder. One of my favorite game of all time, just about. Anyway, Devon Achane says, forget reminiscing. I'm going 49 yards, 13-9 Miami at the half. Halfway through third quarter, Justin Herbert buys time. Oh, he's a fine lad. Lad McConkey, touchdown Chargers. 16-13 LA. Tua, picked off by Benjamin St-Juste to his second pick of the game. And what happens after the pick? Herbert, Kamani Vidal. He's a PTPer, baby! It's 23-13 Chargers. Now this is a tongue twister. I'm just going to do Tuli, Sanks, Tua. It's a sack, Tuli, Sacks, Tua.
That's close.
Well, the last names, it's good for Scrabble. Achane, touchdown, 26-20, Dolphins. So we got a game, 4 minutes to go. Tua, Jalen Waddle, don't lateral it.
No.
Don't lateral. Yeah, that'll work. Miami, here they come. 52 seconds to go, 3rd and goal, Tua. All these Raiders have resurfaced. Darren Waller is back, and he's had a big start of the year.
Fresh out of retirement, boom, all he does is score touchdowns.
27-26, 46 seconds to go. Special teams can change a game even when they don't go to the root. Nyheim Hines, remember he did this really well for Buffalo? This is an important play to bring it out past the 40. So now with 34 seconds to go, Herbert, they just need a field goal. They don't have to go that far. Herbert, he finds Lad McConkey. What? Makes a move. Wow. Kick return and a big play.
Who said size doesn't matter? You're 6'6", 240-pound quarterback shaking off a defensive end, boom.
And now Cameron Dicker, the kicker, for 33 yards. Good. Chargers. get back on the winning side. Chargers go into Miami again, that 81 playoff game, one of the greatest games of all time. Kellen Winslow, overtime, etc. The Chargers won that one, and they win this one to the chagrin of Tua.
It starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meet. There's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
Well, we wondered, and everybody did, Miami, you know, they were here, and then last year, and then it didn't seem like great. That doesn't sound great.
Well, I don't think it is great, Boom. When you have the first thing he says, it starts with leadership. Leadership is he is either talking about the head coach, general manager, or owner. That's leadership on your football team. And then he talks about players. So leadership first, then players. It just tells you what they have going on in this locker room. This season started with the relationship with Tyreek Hill, between him and Tua. It wasn't great. Now we're talking about players-only meetings, which are never a good thing, because anytime we get together, that means we have to air some grievances. And now you have your quarterback at the podium after a game in which they lost, talking about the inside things that go on in the locker room, when he should be talking to his team about that. We don't need to hear that. The fact that we're hearing it lets you know the problem on the inside of this team is really big. And if you're the owner, Mr. Ross, you just wonder how long you want to continue to hear the dirty laundry being aired outside, because that's not good what you heard from Tua.
No, and interesting in that division where Miami was the challenger to Buffalo in the last few years, leadership and that switch to the challenging role of New England, and they have that.
Well, and it shows. Just look at the mentality and how New England plays. You have a young quarterback, and this young quarterback is ascending. He reminds you a lot of Josh Allen. He's big, boom, he's physical, he's learning the game, and the players around him, they play well. And he's starting to lift those players around him up. And he's got a head coach in Mike Vrabel that's going to hold everybody accountable. That's what leadership looks like. We win against Buffalo. Everybody says, patting you on the back, you're the best thing going. Now let's go on the road and see, can we get another one? Let's stack some victories, because that's what good teams do. Mike Vrabel is a top 3 head coach in the National Football League. Tennessee wishes they had him. But they have Mike Vrabel, and they have a Josh Allen clone in Drake May. They're going to get better and better. And the identity of a good team, they don't beat themselves.
Nope.
And you're starting to see New England not to do that.
And they're also not, they had a win, and they're built on it.
Built on it. Let's stack 2.
I'm not surprised.
Now can we stack another one and get 3? Let's see how we do it.
That's the way it works. It's kind of, This is really interesting, because how is it that someone can start against the Packers as a Brown and then, like a few weeks later, start against the Packers as a Bengal? It's Joe Flacco. He's Superman. He can do everything. There's Joe connecting with David Njoku. The Browns won that game 13-10. They beat the Pack. Browns only win. Now, could they beat Jordan Love and the Packers again? Well, that's Josh Jacobs. Oh, when the big fella's running, that's a tough tackle.
No doubt. 240 pounds coming right at you, Boom.
Down to the 6, Jacobs. He Jingleheimer Schmitz it in the end zone, and it's 10-0. People think I write this stuff down. This is just what comes out. Evan McPherson, wait a minute, 67? It's an NFL doink record, except right before LaFleur called a timeout. Oh.
If a tree falls in the woods, Boom, nobody's around.
And then they kick another one, and then, really?
Yeah.
That's too bad, really. That's really too bad. 10-0 at the half. Flacco. I tell you who you think they're wondering, but T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, Joe can still throw the ball.
Flacco's like Jesus to him, Boom.
Amen. Flacco to Tanner Hudson. Hard to get a tan in Green Bay in October. He did it. 10-7. The Bengals are making it a game. Jacobs, that would be, we don't know, that's not a push up the middle, that's a blast.
That's the parting of the Red Sea.
Very biblical today.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when that happened. 17-7 Green Bay. Now check. Wow. Nothing biblical about that. Like, be nice to your neighbor. I'm paraphrasing the Bible. We're getting way off track. Meanwhile, love to Tucker Kraft. He cheeses it in the end zone. 24-10. Little camembert for everybody. 24-10. Under 5 to go. Flacco. Like we said, Higgins and Chase. I got a guy that can get me the ball.
Just give me the opportunity. Boom, look at the catch. He's got one hand that's held by the defensive back. He cradles it with the left hand and then pulls it in. Unreal.
And that's not a total knock on Browning, but it's just a long ball, Joe Flacco. No one will complain with that. Except Love says to Matthew Golden, the rookie, yep, we did it. 31 yards, first down. They kick a field goal to go up by 2 scores. And Green Bay wins it at home off their bye, 3-1-1. 27-18. Game very much anticipated. 4-1 San Francisco. 4-1 Baker Mayfield, playing better than anybody in football right now. Mac Jones 3-0 as a starter in relief of Brock Purdy. This one he wanted back, looking for Bourne, but Kindle Vildor opens the door for the Bucs offense. Jones said, Rashad White says, yeah. 2-yard touchdown, Bucs at home, fire the cannons, 7-0, Tampa Bay in the new sombrero, keeping with the stadiums. 7-3 Bucs, under 8 to go in the first quarter. Fred Warner, that was hard to watch. Fred Warner, the best defensive player they have.
Yeah, boom, they put the air cast on. The reports are dislocated/fractured ankle.
Wow. Him and Nick Bosa, the best defensive players they have, and they're gone. Meanwhile, Jones says, but I'm here. This was an impressive drive early second quarter. 2nd and 15 to Bourne again, keeping biblical, 56 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 1-yard score. First rushing touchdown of the year for him, and they've won almost all the games.
It's surprising.
Yeah, 10-7 San Francisco. Sean Tucker tucks it in his left hand. He's in the end zone, 14-10 Bucs. Fun game. You knew it would be. It was a fun game between 2 division leaders. Mayfield. Is that Keyshawn? No, but it's Cameron Johnson. Wearing number 19 for Tampa. 20-16 Bucs. Back and forth we go. 20-19. The Niners have kicked the field goal. Panero Bread. Then, how does he do it? Baker. Get out. There's the first down. And that's unbelievable. He's a quarterback.
Boom, 6 foot 210s to play the game by Baker Mayfield. 1, not to go down, but 2, to keep his eyes downfield, and then says, you know what? I'm not going to throw what I got, and to stiff arm somebody and run through the last 2 defenders, reaching the ball. Baker's a tough son of a gun.
And then 2nd 11, even though the pocket collapsing. Hey, what a catch by Tez Johnson. Tez the season for the Buccaneers. 45 yards, 27-19, but still, they miss a field goal earlier, and so it's a 1-score game, 4th and 5. Jones, Jamel Dean. Some of those names that you know from the Super Bowl and the trying to win again in the division. And the Buccaneers are the one who are 5-1. I believe it's their first win that's not by 1 score, although it's a close game all the way. Jeff Darlington, after the game, he said, Tez, what do you say?
Off of that Baker Mayfield 3rd and 14 run, what can you say about your quarterback in that situation?
He's the MVP. I mean, I never played with a guy like that, ever. Like that shows that competitiveness. Well, I play with 2, but like he's definitely up there. Like I don't know what else to say. He's the MVP, man.
Well, Baker's unbelievable. They lost to Buka again in here. I mean, the Bucs are doing it one by one. I mean, everybody's getting hurt. But this is a team that's 5-1. They also had 6 sacks of Mac Jones. Yeah. So, look, we said it on this show last week. I don't think until last week people said this. Well, the Bucs are the most exciting team in football. We've had that all year.
Yeah.
No, they could easily be in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's no knock on Detroit or anybody else. Easily be in the Super Bowl
when you
if
look
they
at,
play like this.
They're 5-1. Igbuka's down today. Godwin's down. Evans is down. Bucky Irvin's down. 2 starting offensive linemen are down. I can keep going, boom, and they're still winning. it shows you, number one, their depth. Jason, like the general manager, has done a great job. Number two, Todd Bowles does a tremendous job of coaching what he has. And Baker Mayfield, you heard the kid say he's the MVP. I think he is, Boone. Like, just how he makes plays. You got 4 wins in the last minute where he's making plays. And then that 3rd and 14 today epitomizes the entire season. You get the 3rd and 14 by a great effort by Baker. Then he comes back and throws a long touchdown. He's the MVP of the National Football League. And if and when they get healthy, I know one of the right tackle's not coming back. He's on IR. But they expect everybody else back. When they get healthy, they've gone toe-to-toe with Philly. I think they can go toe-to-toe with anybody in football when they're healthy because of 2 things. Todd Bowles' experience on defense and because of Baker Mayfield. It's amazing when your leader gives you confidence. And that confidence exudes to the entire locker room. They play for Baker. They play for Todd. They got a good team down in Tampa, Boone.
Next Monday night, Tampa Bay at Detroit. They're another one with a schedule that's ridiculous, but it's like, okay, next. That'll be a lot.
And if I remember
the Niners.
Last time they went in there, they beat Detroit in Detroit.
Yes, they did. Niners, how much can they keep losing? Well, they plugged in a lot on their defense. Robert Saleh's present on that side of the ball, and Kyle Shanahan offensive will get them through a lot. Their backup quarterback's 3-1. You can't ask for more than that.
Mac Jones has done an amazing job. Kyle Shanahan continues to do a great job, especially when guys continue to get hurt. But at some point, Boone, Bosa's gone, and now you look at Fred Warner's gone. They're going to have to plug some holes with some good players.
Well, let's see how the draft goes. Yeah. Broncos, Jets, London. The last team not to win, the Jets. Maybe this was the day. Let's go across the pond and maybe that'll work. Bo Nix, their offense has been slower to kind of come around. But Nate Atkins opened 10-6 Broncos in a kind of a soccer match there for a while. Mid-second quarter, Justin Fields, step up guy. And Yoma Uwazurike.
There we go.
Yes, I got it. 5% next-gen stats said I was going to get that. Fields, look at Jonathan Cooper. He had 2 sacks like everybody seemingly had a sack.
Yeah.
Fields, the pressure. Well, I mean, there was nowhere to go on that one.
Nowhere at all.
Next, Jet. But look, we're in a game. I mean, it's 10-6. Now, this up the middle is Josh Reynolds. Check. Well, if it's Big Ben, it's check. What are you going to do, Aaron? They went for it on their own like 30, and they made it at the half ends. Garrett Wilson go coach like, what? Jay. It's 10-6, though. They could win. They could win. They're down 13-11. The Jets scoring on a safety. Fields. It's a Denver team meeting. That was a players-only meeting that everybody showed up.
Everybody showed up.
And then is 8 sacks not enough? Apparently not. Look, Nick Folk in the heavy air. He's 61 yards. They did not try the field goal. Sacked by Brandon Jones. Cooper. 9 sacks for Denver. 8 different players had a hand at least a half of it. And, the Jets had like 76 yards. I can't even go that way.
Not enough. That's what they had.
Not enough. The Jets are 0-6. Titans. Raiders. Ashton Jeanty. Oh, Marcus. Eric Dickerson. Tim Brown. Yeah, well, yeah, you got to. They haven't won since opening day here. Wallop by Devin White. Tyree Wilson recovers the ball. Remember, Tennessee got the bounce last week for their first win. Geno to Michael Mayer. You get a 2-yard drive. It's always fun. One of the best 2-yard drives of all time. 10-0. Hey. Ward. Cam Ward. Van Jefferson. Titans moving. Can they win 2 in a row? Time, but he's hit when he throws it. Devin White picks it off. 10-0 Raiders at the half in Vegas. Smith, Geno, he's thrown the most picks. Calm it down to Mayer, first down. Bauer's not playing again. Maybe he's back next week. Smith to Jacoby Myers. Geno for a first down. Then Ashton Jeanty. He wanted to go talk to Eric Dickerson and that group, right? Touchdown for him, the rookie from Boise State, 17-0 Raiders, 20-10. Cam Ward, a minute. Yeah, he needs a miracle like last week. One miracle at a time. Getting biblical again.
Yeah.
And the Raiders win it. They win opening day on the road. Ward, a tough outing. The Raiders win for the second time this year, 20-10 at home against Tennessee. Well, so a couple of teams getting wins that they needed. We just saw the Raiders. We have Carolina winning at home. We can go on and on and on. I didn't think this quickly we'd say, boy, the Philadelphia Eagles really need a win. 2 losses in 5 days. Now, again, they're 4-2. So let's stop some of that. But even when they were winning or even after one, they're 4-2 and they seem really upset. I think they are. I mean, now the quarterback, I went down to learn what they were about. Yeah. He's doing his best, and coach, they're kind of, I don't know, is there something brewing there, or they just are able to speak out as champs and therefore let it go a little? How do you read it, Booger?
Well, Boom, they had issues when they were 4-0, and now that they've lost 2 in a row and 4-2, I think you have a team that's been successful, won a Super Bowl. You got a lot of players and a lot of stars on that team. And when things aren't going well, when you have pellets on the wall, you can speak up a little bit. And so the stars are starting to speak up just a little bit because I got pellets on the wall. I deserve to be able to say what I want to say. And when everybody starts chirping, now things get outside the locker room into the media. How do we know there was a meeting between A.J. and Saquon and Jalen Hurts? We should know that, but we do. And when those things start to happen, Boom, cracks in the armor. And I'm not saying those cracks are going to turn into something bigger, but right now they are. I think this team needs a win in the worst way. And I think it's up to the head coach and the leadership to rally everybody together. We've seen them go both ways. 2 years ago, they were 10-1 and lost like 5 out of the last 6, and they just fell apart. Last year, very similar circumstances. They were struggling, and they turned it over to Saquon. He rushed for 2,000 yards, and they won a Super Bowl. So which way is this team going to go? It's up to the leadership, mainly the head coach. They don't pay you to coach in the good times. They pay you to coach in the bad times. And he's got to rally his troops and get them ready to play.
Mini-buy, and that can be a lot of self-examination or self-evaluation is better. By the way, as an aside, I want to get in it earlier. Mike Tomlin has won 9 in a row off of buy. Self-evaluation, being honest. The Eagles have to be that themselves. Here's the thing. They've been outgained in every game. Yeah. I mean, they beat Tampa, by the way, the only team to beat Tampa, with a 2,000-yard rusher. I mean, he's hurt. How does he have 300 or whatever it is, 330 yards after 6 games? That's okay. Well, shouldn't it start there? And I'm not necessarily saying on him. If you get the bus rolling, shouldn't the rest of the convoy roll as well?
Boom, you would think so. Like if I asked anybody on the street, what is Philadelphia's identity? They're a running football team. We're going to run Saquon Barkley. We're going to run Jalen Hurts. That's where they have to start at. But here's what happens. You lose Mekhi Becton to the Chargers. Landon Dickerson has been hurt all season long. Cam Jurgens had back surgery. The back's still not right. So the interior 3 is not the same interior 3, both in body and in play style that they had last year. Tackles are the same, but they're not necessarily playing that well. So when it comes time to run the football, the holes aren't there. Now, Jeff Stoutland, who I think is a top 2 O-line coach of all time, he's still there. I have confidence that he'll get it figured out. But when you understand where they start at, they can't start there. And so now the receiver says, if we can't run it, throw it to us. And everybody starts going back and forth about how we win. Not that we're winning, how are we going to win? And so leadership is important. I've been in a lot of situations, Boom. Tony Dungy, one of the greatest leaders I've ever been around. No matter what situation we've been in, we got to do our job better. We're not going to come out and change a whole bunch of things. Men, you have a job. Do your job better. I think Nick Sirianni needs to do that. And he's the guy that stands in front of the room. And when the guy in front of the room doesn't panic, everybody else won't. But if he ever panics, then the entire team will panic.
They're at Minnesota next. They play the Giants after that. Then they got, I forget which order, Green Bay and Detroit. But they're the Eagles, the defending champs. It doesn't matter who you play. Yeah. Let's see it. You know who's let us see it? We didn't get a lot of time to talk about them. The 5-1 Indianapolis Colts. Yeah. Not too many people on their dance card had, 6 weeks in, Indianapolis is going to be 5-1. Daniel Jones is going to be great. Jonathan Taylor, we know he's good. What do they have other than what people don't know? Their offensive line Still very good. They obviously have a defense that's playing with the lead most of the time, which is very helpful. Fill us in on what else.
Let's start with offensively, Boom. They got Pittman, you got Downs, you got Pierce. They drafted this tight end out of Penn State, pretty good, Tyler Warren.
Very good.
They got a ton of offensive weapons. You got a quarterback who's playing the ultimate point guard who can use his legs. So now you have an athletic quarterback that on 3rd and 5, he can get you 7. On 3rd and 4, he can get you 6. And so now offensively, the continuity, Shane Steichen has the offense moving. Defensively, Chris Ballard did a tremendous job. He was a guy who drafted height, weight, size, speed. They got a lot of athletic freaks over there. You bring in DeForest Buckner to have a veteran presence up front, and now you have speed and athleticism playing in the big drum because now on that turf, they can run.
Yes.
And when they get a lead, the speed and athleticism shows. I like this team. I think Daniel Jones is playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. Here will be the key. Here's the key. When they have an issue or they don't play well, how does Daniel Jones bounce back? Is it going to be, woe is me and I'm going back to what I was in my past, or does he bounce back? He's playing well right now, but we all know this league is a league of ups and downs. When he hits a down, how does he bounce back?
Last year, the year of the running back, if you will, with Saquon with 2,000, and then they had the playoffs, so whatever, 2,500, Derrick Henry, 1,900. Jonathan Taylor has that mantle at this moment this season. Before we get to game balls, and I'm not giving them one but I just need to get this out there. Our researcher, Chuck E. Cheese, came up with this one. So he has 696 yards receiving. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Seattle, leading the NFL through 6 games. The record for 6 games goes back to 1942. So there's only one person, if you know the history of football, that could be Don Hudson, when they were throwing like a beach ball, for Green Bay Packers from Alabama, had 819 yards 6 games into the season, the 1942 season. Like, that's 100 more than. Yeah. And they didn't throw it like they do now. Hello, football was a little bit different. I just thought I'm going to give Don Hudson an honorary game ball. He's passed away and was a gentleman, and I was happy to know him. All right, that's a little inside football. Now let's go a little inside football. On this day, what do you have for game ball?
Boom, there's nothing like revenge going against your old team, and we knew that Rico Dowdle was going to show up. So my game ball is going to Rico Dowdle, boom. Unreal. From a running standpoint, 30 carries, 183 yards. He averaged 6.1 a carry. And if that wasn't enough, boom, he said, you know what, throw me the rock. 4 receptions, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Over 200 all-purpose yards. You combine what he had last week. In 2 weeks, almost 500 all-purpose yards. Rico Dowdle, you deserve a game ball back-to-back weeks.
Speaking of back-to-back weeks, last week, 14 tackles. Nate Landman, or a Landman, if you watch TV, however he wants to be called. Actually born Zimbabwe, but United States very early in his career. Grow up, I believe, in the Bay Area. 17 tackles on this day for the Rams defense, the overlooked part of the tri-leaders in the NFC West. Rams, Seattle, San Francisco. They're all 4-2. You make 31 tackles in 2 games. That sounds like Derek Brooks or
Ray Lewis or somebody. Yeah. For some reason, I just want to give a shout out to Billy Bob Thornton. I feel like Landman, Billy Bob. We need to put those two together.
Billy Bob Landman. we just coined it. I don't even know if that's in the Bible. Sticking with our show. Well, I'll tell you what should be fun, and that will be Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs at home against the Lions, who. I mean, that's like just playing, imagine, that's like playing pinball when you watch the Detroit Lions and potentially the Chiefs play football. Who likes pinball? Scott Van Pelt, inside information. Scotty?
Sure, Boom. Pinball Wizard right here. What I have for you is the Sunday Nighter between 2 really good football teams. Lions red hot after they lost week 1 at Lambeau. Chiefs coming off that disappointing loss Monday night. All right, wild sequence here as Goff on 4th down rolls out. David Montgomery, touchdown pass. He bobbled it, nearly dropped it, squeezes it, and the Lions right down the field for a touchdown. After conversation, this is not a legal play because Goff was under center. He didn't establish himself as a back, so that means it's a legal motion, and ultimately Detroit would settle for a field goal. Now Kansas City on 4th down, they don't want 3, they want 6, and they get it. Mahomes to Xavier Worthy, his first touchdown of the season, but they missed the extra point. So a lot going on in this 6-3 score. Detroit on 3rd and 3. Goff finds Jameson Williams, and he gets pinballed, if you will, into the end zone. A big hit, but he hangs on and gets 6, make it 7 for the Lions. It's a 10-6 game. After a Lions turnover on downs, here comes Kansas City, and Mahomes on 3rd and 10 looking for Kelsey, but there's a flag thrown. Rock Ya-Sin here, a grab, can't do that. Dan Campbell not thrilled. It would be magnified as here, wow, a little sprint option from Mahomes, and he's into the end zone. Chiefs take the lead they would not relinquish. Early 3rd, same 13-10 score. Mahomes climbing in the pocket, off platform, all of that. Doesn't matter how awkward it looks, it almost always seems to work. 13-yard gain, and then here a little touch pass to Hollywood Brown, and he is into the end zone. It's 20-10. Play action from Goff. He finds David Montgomery. Lions on the move late 3rd, early 4th, and Sam Laporta makes a spectacular grab back of the end zone. Our buddy Stanford Steve always says tight ends are the best athletes on the field. Here you see the big fella out of Iowa grab it with one arm and then watch him look down to see exactly where those 2 feet should go. They're on the green, which means it's 2017. Kansas City, right back at you. Xavier Worthy spins out of a tackle, and with blockers and his speed, you never know. Campbell actually makes a great tackle there to prevent the touchdown, but only for a moment, as Hollywood Brown finds a wide open space in the end zone for his 2nd of the night. And they add a field goal, so it's 30-17. And late, Brian Branch decides not to give 5 to Patrick Mahomes, but he gives 5 upside the head of Juju Smith-Schuster. Dan Campbell afterwards said that is unacceptable. He said Branch knows it's unacceptable, and he apologized on behalf of the Lions. It was a scary-looking scrum for a minute because Smith-Schuster loses his helmet, and you just never know. But eventually, everybody calms down. Hard-fought game, and Kansas City gets a victory to move to 3-3 on the season. They take on, Boom, in your honor, the Raiders next week before they welcome Washington on our air on Monday Night Football 2 weeks from now. Next week on Monday Night Football, Detroit welcomes Tampa Bay, who by virtue of their victory over San Francisco on Sunday now has the best record in the NFC.
Well, thank you to everybody. My goodness, we're a third of the way through the regular season. Week 6 is in the books. Thanks for watching NFL Primetime. For Booger, I'm Boomer. We will see you next week because you just can't have more fun than on NFL Primetime, can you? I don't think so.